into business and women-run enterprises in Africa are still struggling with a funding gap. A reason E for Impact unveiled today the Wonder program targeting this demographic. KTN's Noah Kipkemboi reports.
According to Financial Sector Deepening Report, funding gap towards women-run enterprises in Africa stands at a whopping $42 billion.
In Kenya, there's issues about properties, the right to use the property as collateral. Women apparently in Kenya cannot have access to that, and there's actually a thing that has to be changed in terms of legislative framework. I mean, we cannot enter into that point because that's something that is specific to Kenya. But there are other reasons, actually. There are other reasons why women need to be empowered and needs to be helped, need to be supported, to have more access to finance.
I have been able to access funding through our financial institutions here in Nairobi. The funding that I have not been able to get is to scale up my business because there are a lot of challenges. There are people who come, they tell you they want to see your project, they want to see your write-up, and when you give them, they don't give you feedback. Some of them tell you, okay, we'll come back to you. You wait for years, months, nothing is happening.
The E for Impact's Wonder program, which is supported by the Affirmative Finance Action for Women in Africa initiative and the Africa Development Bank, aims to empower women-run enterprises to be investor-ready.
So the Wonder program is an acceleration program, basically, that is leaning more towards investor readiness for women. So we are working with about 26 women, and we are going to capacity build them, ultimately get them investor ready, so that at the end of the program they are able to scale their businesses, but overall be able to access funding.
With the informal sector dominating Africa's business landscape, the program, which shall operate in Kenya and Cameroon, will inspire businesses to get registered.
You will find women SMEs who are willing to become formalized because some of them understand the importance of being formalized because it then gives them the opportunity to scale, access to credit. But there are some women SMEs who are comfortable with being informal. And it's largely because of some of the things you've mentioned. And it's also because I would call it ease of business, right? For example, a woman is formalized and she has to join so many associations, and then all of that, their fees and all of those attached. So you find some who, stay on that radar. But as much as we're able to, the idea is to encourage many women to become formalized so that they can scale and capacitate and become, also catalyze so that they can also create employment, for the economies in which they function in.
The upcoming International Women's Day will be focusing on innovation and technology for gender equality, with women-run business being encouraged to leverage on tech for growth. Noah Kipkemboi, KTN News.
So now the war against counterfeit is set to take a new turn after the Anti-Counterfeit Authority